So today's project is going to be a big bowl of soup. It's cold outside and it's a perfect day for soup. This is going to be some of the stuff that we use in it. Husband has a recipe that he read to me and I kind of remember some of it. But we're going with some chicken broth, dill, crushed tomatoes, 2 types of beans, and then we have some garlic powder, basil leaves, and crushed red pepper. This is going to be a fairly inexpensive soup. I don't remember what I paid for the spices, but I usually go for the dollar spices. The kidney beans are going to be about 79 cents a can. I don't buy the tomatoes unless they're on sale for less than $1, sometimes as little as 88 cents for this big can. Same for the pasta. We buy that when it's on sale between 60 and 80 cents. And the chicken broth wasn't on sale, but this is the Stop and Shop brand, and this was $2.99 for this can. I'm also going to add an onion, and I have some frozen bacon in the freezer that's going to go in there as well. And I'll show you what it's like when it gets all together.
Claire, watching us cook. Hey, baby. Okay.
So I used 2 small onions, and you can see they're just getting translucent now. There's maybe like half a teaspoon of olive oil in there. So now we're ready to add everything else. At least I think.
Everything else.
So we're going to start with the
chicken stock.
Chicken broth.
Broth. Chicken broth.
Yeah. Okay. Now we're just putting it all in. I think the recipe called for like not so much, but
well, it said 2 cups, I think.
It's all in there now.
Well, it's okay. We're gonna make it more soupy.
Yeah.
Then we're gonna have more noodles anyway. So.
And we're putting in a can of crushed tomatoes.
This is a 28-ounce can, and originally called for 15 ounces, but
you know, recipes.
We're experimenting.
Recipes are just guidelines. That's not going to make very much at all. So that. Then we have the beans, which we have kidney beans and cannellini
beans.
Cannellini beans. Okay. And what I did is I put them in here and I just rinsed them a little bit with water because I didn't want all that heavy syrup going into here.
Yeah. Now I grew up with some regular like Pasta Fazool. My grandma used to make Pasta Fazool, and it was just beans and pasta, as the name means. Some people would call it Pasta Fagioli, but we never really used that word. It was Fazool.
This is the garlic powder. Just be sparing with that. You can always put more in, but that can get overwhelming.
Yeah. Now, with the regular recipe, it was supposed to be like 2 cloves of garlic minced. Is the one that's done?
I don't think so. No, we have parsley over there.
All right. We're just getting our spices out here.
It was supposed to be a teaspoon of basil.
A little bit more than that.
A little more.
That's the basil. It was supposed to be fresh basil. That was like.
And dried is.
A little more. A little more.
Dried
a little more.
Is more potent.
A little bit more.
And some pepper flakes. I don't know how many of these we want.
Teaspoon. Come on, open that thing up. You're never going to give that.
That's a teaspoon. Can always add more.
She's chicken. Is that 3 things?
That's it for now. Now this is going to come to a boil, and we're going to let it simmer for quite some time.
About 30 minutes.
After that, we're going to add 6 slices of bacon, chopped up. It's already cooked in the freezer. We'll just get that out and defrost it. And the dill, I'm going to cook in a separate pot so that it doesn't absorb all this good broth that we just made.
Yeah, which it likes to suck it up. And as
another
gentleman said on there, hey, overnight my dill has it became a panini.
Yeah, the pasta would really absorb this here. And see, this is not really making a whole lot. So you can always add a little water later if you need to. But this is a good start.
It does have in the recipe I looked at for calling for a cup of water, but we'll see what happens here. Okay, I'll stop this part for now and we'll catch it up again afterwards.
Well, here's what the soup looks like all together. I've added the bacon pieces and the ditalini, and I added probably more ditalini than it called for, but that's okay. It smells delicious, and you really can't go wrong when you start with the base of chicken broth and tomatoes. We have the onion, 2 types of beans, the spices. I threw in some Italian seasoning as well. I'm just going to let it simmer for a few minutes, and then we're going to have a delicious bowl of soup. Alright, I walked away from the soup for 5 minutes, and this is what happened. The ditalini has completely expanded
become a
and
penne
exploded.
pasta.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's extremely delicious. But this is no longer a soup. This is a ditalini stew. But it will certainly be delicious. But yeah, they just kept expanding and expanding. So now we have, if you're going to make this, just use half a box of the ditalini. Otherwise, add water.
Or you can make the ditalini on the side and then put the soup
did.
on top of it.
I made it on the side.
Yeah, but you mixed them.
Well, I mixed them eventually.
I mean, keep them
yeah.
separate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is this is what happens when you walk away from ditalini. It just gets out of control.
It's a penne pasta.
Okay, but it's delicious. So
Okay.
yeah, definitely a recipe you should give a try.
So this is a pasta fazool Italian kind of soup.
What this is?
It's
I don't
pasta
know.
fazool.
Okay.
Pasta fazool is beans and pasta. That's it.
Now you could, I mean, really, you could throw some sausage or meatballs in
But
here.
there's a little
and
bit
it'd be
of
more
bacon
like
in this, right?
Yes, I put 6 strips of bacon. We had it already cooked and frozen, and I just chopped it up and heated it in the mic and threw it in here.
Okay.
It is delicious. It is delicious. It's just that, okay, the pasta got out of control.
Okay. Well, mine I might add hot sauce too, but we'll see.
It's very good.
All right. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.